Hello and welcome on this update on the Realm anti-cheat Discord and list. As you might know or might not know, a bit more than a year ago, nearly a year ago exactly, I made this Discord and a short video introducing it. And today I want to look at how the list has grown, how the Discord has evolved, and just where we're at, where the game has headed since then, and if we have learned anything since creating the list, and perhaps again what the purpose of all of this is as well while we look at it. For that, I think we can open the list right away and look at the cheater reports that we have got. There are 871 active reports, which doesn't mean that there's 871 active cheaters in the last 6 months. It means that people have been reported that many times in the last 6 months. Most of these obviously are single names, so there are more than 800 people, individuals that we have caught, but there can also be doubles, like for example this guy here. They just caught once for auto aiming, and 2 days later they were caught for auto nexusing. Which brings us to this lovely pie chart here. As mentioned, we have auto aiming and auto nexusing, which sometimes trade spots at around 60% together. These are just people that get recorded auto aiming, auto nexusing. For example, I had an O2 getting popped by O2, but just vanishing instead of dying, or clearing all the minions here at a accuracy that is basically impossible for any average or any player, not just average, any player. Next we have a quarter here, client use, which is really a nice quarter here. This is a catch-all term for people that expose themselves being on a hacked client. For example, as you might know, this prominent example of people posting a screenshot of themselves and the whole map on the top right is filled out, but in-game they haven't really explored anything, or it's impossible for them to actually explore the whole map in Nexus, for example. But that's just one example here. Then we have auto dodge. This one is a bit skewed because there are more people on here and some more doubles on here as well, because we also count people in here that bought auto dodge, which we are obviously certain if they bought it they will be using it. If you're asking yourself what auto dodge is, watch my last video on cheating. It's sadly a tool which allows you to now not even touch your keyboard and still play the game, which is a bit sad. You don't even have to play the game to progress in the game anymore if you're cheating, kind of defeating the purpose of the whole thing, but whatever, I guess. Well, yeah, and that's how the pie chart is made up, and perhaps in a year it will look very different, but who knows. Next we have griefers. This one really hasn't changed much in the last 6 months, and that's because the times of Linky dragging minions into spawn rooms and killing people are truly over. That's not really happening anymore, not on the gear we're all on. And also even the O3 PvPing, or rather PvP miasmas, are really not a problem anymore that much, because most of the time if your group is half decent, they will push a stagger, they will push 2 staggers, and you get pretty much through miasma in a few minutes, seconds even. It's really easy now. So these are mostly legacy names and people who actually want to stay on the list for fun. But yeah. Next we have hate speech. This is just something that infrequently happens, which comes in sometimes. I'll be honest, most people will report this to Deca directly and not put it on the list, which is fair. But yeah, sometimes people report to us somebody who spammed the N-word and then they land on this list. Yeah, not really crazy. Scamming, which is totally dead. because it really doesn't happen that much anymore. Trading in this game has kind of died off in the last year or more even, and there's really not that much to report here. Also, most people are using RotMG, where you can flag scammers, so it's not pointless, it's just not important in the current state of the game. Then we have RVT, which has always been the dark underworld of Realm, but here we are. There's a lot of stuff happening, sadly still. Deca is taking a lot more action in this pod than they are with cheating. So if you call back to my last video, they stopped updating the anti-cheat more or less in the last few patches. They just didn't do anything anymore, didn't try. But in here they actually do sometimes still ban accounts without anyone reporting, but even then it's quite infrequent. So yeah. Also, this list is kind of special. It doesn't have a date of expiry, because let's be honest, these people here are mostly banned anyway, first of all, so there's no reason to not just keep them on the list. Next reason why they're still on here is because, for example, if they are selling an item once, they sold the item yesterday before that, and they're gonna sell it tomorrow too until the item's gone. So having this report date really doesn't matter that much, because they're gonna spam that message wherever they post it 100 times, trying to get that item sold. But yeah, and they might get banned, they might not get banned. On Discord, it's a lot harder to link these things to an IGN. But yeah, we tried, and the list isn't empty. Most of these people obviously bought auto dodge, and I would never recommend doing that. Don't install third-party software. You never know what's inside. And yeah, but they still do, and they get banned. But yeah. Let's get into why we have a guild row here. There's two reasons. First, of course, is the last kind of page we have here, which is cheating guilds. These are guilds with a lot of cheaters in them, or guilds that have a lot of private accounts in them, that are suspected of cheaters, of being cheaters. And lastly, or not fully, that's not all the criteria, but another criteria is if they are being led by cheaters. So if they're founders, leaders and officers all cheat as well. And if these criteria all come together and hit a certain benchmark, we say, okay, this guild has a really bad rep, and we do not recommend anybody legit joining them, which is why we made this list for you. So if you want to stay away from, in quotes, notorious cheating guilds, this is your list of the guilds we deem so, and we definitely recommend staying out of them if you want your account to be safe, because else you might see some IPs in the guild chat, for example. But yeah, the second reason why we have this guild row is if you are a guild leader of a guild that doesn't want cheaters inside. This will make it a lot easier to find cheating guild members. So for example, if I am a guild leader for La France, instead of having to look for every single name in the guild, I can just search for La France and see everybody who was caught in my guild, and can take action depending on that, if I want to, or if not. But as you know, the main reason for this list is not to fix cheating, because let's be honest, most cheaters do not care if they are on any of these lists, because this doesn't mean anything. They won't get banned from this. The main reason we do this is so that Discords with staff teams know who they should hack check. If they have a no hacking rule in their staff, which many do. And the next reason is, of course, for guilds to see, oh, this person is cheating in my guild, and I can kick them now without having to go through the effort of finding it out myself. But yeah, and for us again, if they hit a critical mass, we know, oh, this is cheating guild, and we can add them. Let's go to extra data, which is a special term as well, in a way, where we can look at how cheating has evolved, obviously how the list has evolved, and as you see, the latter half of last year, our reports exploded around RotMG. This is the time where we got a lot of staff on the one hand, and also a lot of people played. So obviously a lot of people were caught then, and since then reports have spiked again, and we've only seen more reports rather than less. Again, attesting to the fact that this list does nothing against cheating, but it is a measurement on, first of all, our efforts to find people who are cheating, and cheaters' efforts to keep cheating, sadly. But yeah, the pie charts really aren't that crazy either. And then we have this small thing here to just count without having to count how many people and which guilds have been caught. So how, if you are on this list and you are 100% sure you're not cheating, okay, like 100% sure, obviously you would be sure if you really aren't cheating. So how do you get off the list, or how do you remove your guild name from here? So you think, oh no, if I look my guild up, it's really annoying, I keep finding my guild in here, even though I have kicked these people, or these people have left my guild, so how can I get this off? For that we need to go back to Discord and appeals, and then you can just message the bot a quick appeal saying like, can you please review this again? This is not correct, this report, please review this, or this person is not in my guild anymore, please remove them from the guild roster, I can prove it. So you always will have to provide some proof to us. We might request it, and then we can figure something out to remove it. So it's not like the list is dead set and will stay like this. We have an active staff team which will review and make sure that the list is correct, and hopefully avoid as many false reports as possible. Again, I tell you to DM the bot to do this. I know a lot of people will DM us directly anyway. It's whatever. If possible, use the bot, but often we still let in DMs anyway. So technically, you can do it in DMs too. If you want to do a report, we would be much obliged if you do open a ticket though. This allows us to archive the proof a lot better. So please open a ticket here in the reports channel if you do want to make a report of somebody cheating, griefing, scamming, whatever, or if you have a guild and proof of the guild sharing cheats in guild chat or something like that, on guild discords. Feel free to report that as well. Then we can evaluate it and see if we want to add it or not, and help other players avoid. But that's the guild list here with some realm links. You don't have to technically open the list itself to see them as well. We just did this because before we actually just thought we might just do it here without putting it on the list, but then obviously people who do not want to join the Discord because their Discord limit is full, I know the trouble, mine's always full, they wouldn't be able to access it, so we keep it. So these are the active ones, the ones that still have members in them, because some guilds they dissolve when they get put on, because some cheaters do not like being called out that much. Because unlike changing your IGN, changing your guild is a bit, not harder I would say, but rather easy actually. So they do that a lot of times. So yeah. In any case, feel free to use the suggestion channel, general channel, join the Discord, the link is in the description. Give us feedback on how to improve. You can also comment on this video. Maybe one more thing, why can't I not find evidence on Discord? You can, technically, but you will need to request it. So we only give out evidence to guild and Discord staff, again, because the reason here is not to shame people and say like, oh, you're a cheater, or yeah, no, because again, reports might be false. So we really don't want people to use this proof to create gifs and shame people when they're obviously these reports could be wrong, for example. So we give out the evidence to guild and Discord staff when requested for a specified and valid purpose, mostly, you know, to keep your staff teams clean. So we want to cooperate with those people. We have eased the process for partners, so feel free to partner if you have a Discord. And also, if you do want to find public proof, SBC still exists. There's still public reports in there. So if you do want to find not anymore, but a lot of reports still get posted there from random people. In any case, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. I hope this was insightful. You liked it. If not, yeah, that's whatever. This will continue. I'll give you an update in a year's time again, if this still exists, if I still have the nerve to do this, if there's any crazy developments maybe before that. Else, yeah, I thank you for joining, thank you for helping us, and I will see you in the next video, whenever that comes out. I do want one more thing to talk about, so there definitely will be a follow-up video on another Discord. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining, I'll see you, bye bye.